So one of the projects that I've been paying attention to lately is called ONDO Finance, and they're doing some really cool stuff around tokenization of financial instruments. And I first heard them talked about on Wolf of All Streets, and that really caught my attention because I think they're actually doing some really cool stuff. And it's the kind of real world projects that I really gravitate towards. So I want to look at some ONDO Finance news today, but I actually thought for our audience I would look at what is it? So I think the best person to go to is ONDO Finance themselves. And well, let's look at what they have to say about themselves. All right, so this is right on their explanation page. They say, welcome to ONDO. At ONDO, our mission is to make institutional grade financial products and services available to everyone. We believe that blockchain technology has the potential to improve both the infrastructure of and access to financial products and services. So that's really their main goal right here. It's access to financial products and services. And I like that they have a really narrow niche that, hey, we're focusing on this specific thing, and we're not going to try to, make games like everyone else or make NFTs, whatever, just purely financial products. I think that's wonderful. So we also believe that the best technical improvements need to be combined with the best practices from traditional finance, including investor protections, transparency and reporting, legal and regulatory compliance, and intelligence and robust product structuring, working with the best service providers and top-notch client service. One of the things, and I talk about this a lot, I think crypto often is really terrible at explaining itself. The whole, we're trying to revolutionize the blockchain space by maximizing synergies with the real world. It's like, I don't know what that says. That's nonsense. Here we have, this is just straightforward. Technical improvements with best practices from traditional finance, including investor protection, transparency and reporting, etc. That's really smart. It's really specific. And I like when crypto companies can talk specifically about what problem are you solving. Anyway, to help us do this, we have an asset management arm that creates and manages tokenized financial products, as well as a technology arm that develops decentralized finance protocols. So let's see, they have a list of their funds. And we'll look at this while it loads. 10 supported chains, 119 integrated projects, yield coin market share, and a 1.39 billion TVL. So they have a US, don't make that go away. I was looking at that. Oh, I hate all that scrolling stuff. So it's everything from, look at iShares to Tesla to US dollar yield coin. That's really interesting. We should look at more about that. NVIDIA on there. And it usually has a little own, so it's like on or own. I call it ONDO. Do people say ONDO or ONDO? ONDO sounds cool. I think it sounds like Odo from Star Trek, so that makes me happy. But yeah, you have on NVIDIA, on Tesla. So that's really great. I mean, these are just some of the holdings here. Apparently not available in the US. Interesting. ONDO Global Markets is a platform designed to bring traditional public securities on chain. Well, I can see why they wouldn't. And for us, this is the thing. This makes it way easier. And I heard the founder of ONDO talking about this. It makes it way easier for people in other countries to get these. So Algorand has an ETF now. So does Hedera, I believe, or an ETP, sorry, in Switzerland or Sweden. And so this is a good way for people in those countries where they don't have the same access to buying Tesla stock or NVIDIA. They can do this very easily through these instruments. So it's not necessarily for us, but you can benefit by owning the coin, which considering we got a dip, that might be a good time to buy in. So anyway, I want to go to some ONDO news. And here's one right here, straight from ONDO. Global Markets Alliance welcomes Zodia Custody as its newest member. Zodia Custody is the institution's first digital assets custodian, backed by Standard Chartered and Northern Trust, SBI Holdings, National Australia Bank, and Emirates NBD. Their focus on security and compliance aligns with the Alliance's mission to bring capital markets on chain with the right infrastructure and standards in place. So I like to call this kind of the boring but important stuff, because you read it and your eyes kind of glaze over a little bit. But this is the stuff that, with this stuff going on in the background, is what makes a project strong. When they start building these partnerships, start building these projects, this stuff really matters. What else is there? I know I got more ONDO. I thought this was kind of interesting. What stablecoins did for the dollar, ONDO is doing for securities. Recent coverage from Blockworks explores ONDO's recent acquisitions of Strangelove Labs and Oasis Pro, and what this signals ahead of a launch of ONDO's tokenized stocks, ETFs, and more. The vast majority of regulated financial assets will settle on blockchain rails in the future. That's not a crazy prediction. This is the CEO of ONDO Finance, Nathan Allman. I think he's the person I heard on the Wolf of Wall Street's space the other day. The view is increasingly shared across the industry, from BlackRock's Larry Fink to Franklin Templeton's Sandy Call Blockworks reports. And Algorand got in on this too, by the way. One of the first, I think the first publicly traded company to have its stock tokenized was Exodus, and that is on Algorand. I think they're 100% right here. And ONDO, I think, is really leading this space. Regulatory tailwinds combined with the emergence of institutional-grade infrastructure are transforming on-chain capital markets from niche innovation to global financial rails. So these are all projections, but they're really showing a lot of increase. So very, very interesting stuff. And I think ONDO is trying to be at the forefront of this. And here's another one. Bird Eye joins Global Markets Alliance. What is Bird Eye? Billions in real-world assets are coming on-chain, and Bird Eye powers this data so you can trade smarter. We're proud to join ONDO Finance's Global Markets Alliance, bringing real-time, transparent, and accessible tokenized stock ETF trading data to everyone. With 1 billion already tokenized, ONDO leads the RWA tokenization. You think that's true? It's definitely a big focus of what they're doing. This summer, ONDO Global Markets bring all investors and traders 100 plus assets at launch, 100,000 plus by year end, instant RWA tokens, mint and redeem, deep RWA liquidity. So, I mean, they're really cooking stuff over there. I think that's great. So we should look at Zach Humphreys. I see the chats. We're going to get to it after the segment. Zach Humphreys had an interesting video, and I think we should watch some of it. We're not going to watch all this. It's 10 minutes, but I'm going to watch a little bit of this.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back here to the channel. It's time to take a look at ONDO Finance and give an updated price prediction on where ONDO could potentially go. Some analysts have been saying a few things about ONDO here the rest of 2025, and it fits a lot of the big narratives right now. Obviously, it's tied in with Ripple, XRP. They're tokenizing U.S. treasuries and equities right now, and there's a lot of chatter about an ONDO ETF. Recently, 21 shares filed for an ONDO ETF. It's one of the big companies that are filing for a lot of ETFs with HBAR, XRP, Solana, and now ONDO kind of fits into that mold. We kind of started looking at ONDO way back at 50 cents, and what jumped out to me at first was their ties with BlackRock and JP Morgan Chase, right? And right away, it kind of piqued my attention. And then obviously the newfound partnership with Ripple really kind of solidified my stance on ONDO. It's become kind of one of my mainstays in the portfolio. It's been pretty.
That's a big deal, by the way. And we actually did cover that. I think last week we covered that. So pretty exciting stuff.
Predictable. I mean, to this point, it hasn't really exploded yet per se, but they have a ton of money locked up in their ecosystem for, the size of their market cap. And I think there's obviously a huge path forward, especially once we get, the Clarity Act through and we start to see a lot more ETFs actually push through outside of Bitcoin and Ethereum. So wanted to kind of dive into what some of the analysts are saying. We'll take a look at the charts as well and kind of give you guys our thoughts. Make sure you guys are subscribed if you're not already. Hit the like button for us. Definitely helps us out. But one analyst is targeting the $2.80 level as the token is starting to form a bullish pattern above $1. And we'll get into that specifically here. Real quick, as we're talking about, crypto and some of the plays I like, highly encourage you guys to check out my free newsletter. Actually, not even highly encouraging, just go do it. It's totally free. Drop your email down there along with your name. It's the first link at the top of the description. I'll pin it as the top comment too. And you're going to be getting this 3 times a week. So if you're looking for wealth strategy.
By the way, I also have a newsletter that I dropped today, in fact, and I usually drop it on Friday mornings. So definitely go check that out because I think it's a great little newsletter, and I like to spread the word through that. I've been being more consistent about it lately. That is frugalbc.substack.algo, and I will put a link in the chat as well.
Strategies in crypto. We're trying to build more wealth with crypto and stocks. I'm going to give you guys a bunch of free insights and information 3 times a week, and I'll leave that link down below. But ONDO at 280 seems like it could be very, very feasible just on the surface, given where we've been already. Our previous all-time high is right up there near the $2 level, a little over the $2 level actually. And if we look at the RWA sector right now, by market cap, you probably should have XRP up here. They don't, but it is a tokenization play. But they list Stellar here, Chainlink, Hedera, Avalanche, ONDO, and Algorand, all here in the top 50. These are all assets that I currently own, and I'm going all in on the RWA sector. Now, ONDO specifically, sitting at a $3.2 billion market cap, coming down a little bit from its peak. We topped out here at like 113 on this previous run. If we zoom out to the all chart or even take a look at our all-time high, $2.14 is our all-time high right now, and we're about 52% away from that. It was set 7 months ago in late 2024. And I think we're going to fly past that $2 level. As soon as we get into some price discovery, we get some good information related to the Clarity Act and ETFs through. And this to me is going to be one of those assets when it has an ETF, the institutions are going to pour in here because of the big names associated, with the asset, BlackRock, JP Morgan.
Yeah, I think he's right there. There's a lot of interest in this because of the type of interactions that they're doing, because they're specifically targeting the market around financial instruments. I think a lot of the institutions are paying attention to this. So I think he's right. I think he's definitely right. So my Twitter's blowing up. I'm guessing it has something to do with the folks Black card. Well, anyway.
Chase, Franklin Templeton, obviously Ripple, XRP. So some analysts are giving kind of a short-term forecast of.
We're not going to cover this whole thing, by the way. I just want to give a little more of the forecast and talk about it. But I'm definitely interested in buying ONDO. I'm just deciding if I should buy it now or maybe wait a little bit, wait till the next bear market. I'm not sure. Probably something to be made off of it right now.
$2.80, and it's supported by some technical chart data showing an ascending triangle. So despite the bullish prediction, ONDO currently trades a little above $1 right now. And the chart from TradingView outlines an ascending parallel channel that has guided ONDO's movement since mid-2024. And so we've got a lower support trend line around 70 cents. And we've seen, ONDO's price come down and test this 70-cent level quite a few times, actually. And it seems to bounce off this pretty hard every time. Now, we've got a midline support, really resistance still right now at 140, and then upper resistance at 280. So although ONDO's drop in recent days, it says may raise concerns for short-term traders. If you zoom out here and you're looking at ONDO as a long-term potential play, things are still looking very, very good when you zoom out on the ONDO chart. If we take a look here, this is XRP. We'll flip it over and take a look at ONDO here and give you guys some thoughts. If we zoom out on the daily, this is the ONDO chart. You can see that lower support range right in here around 70 cents. We came down here in April, came down here again in June. We were down similarly, down here in October of 2024 before we had the big pop. And we're currently kind of like right here on some resistance lines, right where we came up here in May, right in this like 110 range. As soon as we break that, we've got a runway all the way up to that 140 level that we just mentioned. Now, we are a little hot on the RSI. If we look at the moving averages, things look pretty good, honestly, especially our long-term moving averages, our exponential moving average 200 or our SMA 200. Both of these are probably the most crucial for me because, I'm a long-term investor here, at least within this cycle. So I want to look at the longer moving average, right? The 200-day is kind of our best way to get a full picture. And you can see 93 cents, 98 cents on the EMA and SMA, and we're comfortably above that right now. Okay, so as long as we continue to stay above that, I think that's going to be something we'll watch. Now, Binance US is listing ONDO as well. ONDO will get listed on Binance US. Trading actually started 2 days ago, and we'll see if this eventually kind of leads to a Binance, total listing, on Binance itself.
Well, that's good. That's a good start. I mean, definitely want to be on Binance and some of the bigger ones. There's like, I think Kraken just added Algorand. Like there's some really crazy stuff like that where they're bigger platforms, and you would just think everything in the top 50 would you'd automatically add that unless it's, one of the scam coins that just popped up there briefly, but whatever.
Now you can see here, it's listed on Coinbase. Actually, I take that back. It's already listed on the actual Binance. Okay. I thought so. Binance US hasn't had it though, but it's listed everywhere. Coinbase, Binance, Upbit, all the big exchanges already have it. So it's easy to get exposure. And overall, guys, to me, this is a play that's sitting here in the top 40. And again, with its TVL like nearing $1.5 billion and its market cap only above $3 billion, that screams undervalued to me, right?
Yeah, I think he's right for sure. So anyway, I think this is all great news about ONDO, and big shout out to Zach Humphreys. Like I said in our HBAR segment, big friend of the channel. We follow each other. One of the people I like in the space, so I think he makes a lot of sense here. Yeah, ONDO is definitely something I'm interested in, and I definitely see myself looking into it more. I might actually go buy some right after I wrap up this live stream. So I don't know. What do you guys think about ONDO? Let me know in the chat. We'll talk about it.